Good evening, everybody. So let's talk about Jake. Um, I wasn't really sure how I was gonna structure this video, but I did make a bit of a list I wanted to talk about. So, who is Jake? Jake was one of the people in the beginning that was pioneering sort of this like movement against Mr. Beast and Chris Tyson, like a couple weeks ago when these things were becoming big. For quick context, uh, originally Chris Tyson was the target of a lot of attacks, but as time went on, that slowly got shifted to things like to Mr. Beast, and now everything is focused on Mr. Beast. And Jake worked for Mr. Beast, so I guess it's sort of like a form of revenge. Now, why is this important? Well, early on with the Chris Tyson stuff, Jake more or less said Jimmy knew, Mr. Beast knew about what Chris was doing. So a lot of us took that as the gospel. We alright. This is somebody who worked with Mr. Beast. This is somebody that has dealt with Mr. Beast. So it would only make sense that this person would know what he's talking about. So fine. And then as time went on, obviously someone else like Nate also got involved. Keem got involved. A lot of people were getting involved, right? People were taking sides, obviously. Now, why does it matter? Also, mind you, throughout the whole video, I will be posting a bunch of the screenshots about the tweets to give you some idea what's going on, and I will try to make it organized as I was taking these screenshots. Try to also make a compilation of this kind of stuff, so you at least have it in mind. Someone can use this video as like a point of reference of just even if they screenshot this video for those tweets, perfectly fine. I don't care. That it is what it is. Okay, so why does that matter? Why does any of this technically matter? Okay, why am I bringing this up? Well, because Dog Pack 404 made his second part video. I talked about that, but I'll go quickly on it. Throughout the video, towards the end of the video, particularly, well, he mentioned a guy by Delaware. Why Delaware? Who is Delaware? Well, he was a registered offender. Okay, and Mr. Beast hired him. Right now, from what I understand, the girl was 11 and the guy himself was 16, which does not matter. I know someone made a tweet about like, well, they're both minors, and it went more into detail, but it's like it doesn't matter because a offender is still an offender, and apparently he took a plea deal. And that there's something really off about that because like if someone takes a plea deal, I'm not too well familiar about the court, but like usually when they take a plea deal, they're at least guilty of committing a certain crime. Not all the time, but you know what I mean. Now, why does again this matter? Well, Delaware is, his brother-in-law is Jake, and Mr. Beast first hired Delaware first, and then that's how Jake got into the company. Now, mind you, they don't both work anymore for Mr. Beast, but that doesn't help, right? Because this is a guy, Jake, first originally made a tweet about Jimmy No. But then it doesn't help, and the hypocrisy is that he also knew there was somebody he was close to, literally through marriage, you know, knew he was an offender. So it doesn't really help. And getting into the people like Turkey Tom, Optimus, not really Dog Pat, but Keem all started to jump on it. I think it was also Internet Anarchist, I believe his name is, all started to like get into it. Why? Well, this is important information. Why did you not bring this up? Now, obviously, Jake has his own reason. His reasoning because his family. And again, I am sowing the tweets as it goes on. And it doesn't really help because you're seeing it go real time. This is somebody I didn't really care about him. He was more of a guy of information. He was somebody that people went to gather information to figure out what was going on. He wasn't somebody that was the head of a movement. It was somebody that we wanted information from. Give us the information. Okay? Well, the fact that he kind of holds this kind of stuff isn't good on him either. And the fact that he's getting dogpile on him it isn't good either. Now, again, why does that matter? Why exactly does that particularly matter? As I said, it shows a bit of hypocrisy on his end because he knew, but he didn't say anything. Like, if you're going to withhold information like that, and then when it's finally revealed, now mind you, Dogpack himself kind of also weirdly mentioned like, don't try to look for this information. Please try not to like. It didn't matter because people found out within a matter of like after the video was uploaded, within a matter of minutes. But it's like it's one of those situations where like, yo, you cannot withhold information in the midst of all of this, because this, to him, he has his own reasons. But it seems like no matter what, Jack, and I kind of had a feeling, I think most people had a feeling that Jack knew more was going on, but chose not to say anything. And that's not, I can't really say that's not his fault, but it is his fault. And as well, he was also kind of blaming an 11-year-old for this, but it's like, how can you blame an 11-year-old? She's not even fully developed, fully mature. Why are you blaming a kid compared to a 16-year-old who's about to be an adult in like less than 2 years? So, in its context, like, you're making yourself look worse and worse. It's Is he worse than Chris Tyson? No. Well, maybe. It depends how you want to view this. Is he worse than Chris Tyson? Well, the fact that he knew this kind of stuff, the fact that he had information about this stuff, may come off like that, and I don't blame you. I think is close, because like, you had this person who was close to you, who helped you get into a job, right? So there's something not right, and I feel like obviously he's gonna defend them because they're family. That's to be expected, but it also like, you have to be upfront and honest about this. Maybe if he was open about it right from the beginning, people would have been less harsh on him now. But I think because this is happening through this, this push, it's not helping. Now, now, what do I think it's gonna happen next? Well, obviously, people are not gonna take him serious anymore, and I think people were already doing it. Same for Nate, because both Nate and Chris, and not Chris, Jake are both defending his brother-in-law, whereas everybody else is calling out on this action. So they're both probably going to be viewed as less credible. And it's Keem. I think with someone else besides Keem also mentioned that these people are clout chasing, which is not far off. But sometimes you have to be willing to take these clout chasers to get information that are important. You need to be willing to take that risk. But it also at the same time is, if these people are coming out, more of the information is coming out, are people gonna take this less serious? I hope not. I hope people take this more serious now. But because people are gonna probably use it as a tool against us, as a way to say, huh, MrBeast was bad, but the people that were coming out with the information from MrBeast are even worse. And if that's the case, that's more or less like, this case will just drop dead in the water. Maybe I'm being too cynical. Maybe I'm being too much, pessimistic. But that is a feeling that I do kind of have. But I'm not really sure if that's the end result. Now we'll wait and see these events fold. We're still waiting on the third part of Dog Pack video to come out. Maybe that will at least shed more light. But with and it's also funny how Jake was also kind of attacking Dog Pack, but Dog Pack was willing to defend kind of his family. It's a lot of like, the priorities are not where they need to be, and I don't know where things are heading. But that's all I really gotta say. I'm not trying to make this video longer than it has to be. I guess maybe the only thing else I can say is that Jake knew the whole time. Blaming an 11-year-old is messed up. But wait and see. But until then, y'all, have a good day. Excuse me. This is a quick update. I will be putting it together with the video I made. So, 2 different audio, 1 video. All I'm gonna do is, this is a quick update. Apparently, Delaware is now being accused of a 17-year-old coming to his house, and Jake also knew. They were through Discord. Key made a video, and I will be posting that video towards the end of the video. He also made another video. I'll put it as his own separate video, but it is screwed. It's basically we're all kind of screwed now because the fact that this is happening at this very moment at I guess like the peak of the anti MrBeast side may end up falling apart. It's sad that even Dogpack had to go out of his way and defend him. Does not make anybody looks good and makes us look even bad. So, is there any way of salvaging this? Probably worst case scenario, not. Best case scenario, we'll go down with MrBeast, but MrBeast will walk away less damage and less, whatever. But the fact that a 17-year-old went with this man, even though he's already still is, a registered offender, is not good, and it just made everything look bad. And I don't know where things are going. I will keep updating as it goes on, but I don't know where things is going. I'm trying not to be black pilled, but yeah, a 17-year-old was involved. Great job, guys. We really did it. We showed MrBeast by being equally as bad. Have a good one.
Jake the Viking, you're not answering my question, so let me ask again and let me be direct. In 2020, when you flew the 17-year-old Nathan to your house, did you introduce the 17-year-old to the registered sex offender, Delaware? Answer, please.